Hi, everyone, and welcome to February. I don't even know if I remembered. I don't think I remembered to add this as an event to Planner Pixies. So, one, I'm late because I was doing that thing again where I just talked to myself. It's so easy. If you've never used Ecamm, at the top, you toggle it to stream or stream and record. And because I've been recording so many videos this month, I just forgot. So in fact, I put a video up pretty much every day this month in January. So, or last month in January, I guess we're now in February. So anyways, hi again, even though you weren't here for the first time. All right, so let's get into February's plan with me. Hey, Shelly. So Shelly's here. So it's a Saturday. So, you guys might be doing fun Saturday things. So it is the shortest month of the year. It's not a leap year like last year, so it's going to be over really quick. And I'm going to just say for everybody who has bought anything online ever, I feel like this is a stop and save month. Only because I think you saw me complaining. We'll get into that, but yeah, I think it's a stop and save. And even though everyone's wearing pink and red this month, I forgot and got dressed in black today, but I think it's like they're happy colors and I do like pink and red. So let's get into February. So new AI prompts, I said available now. Clearly this is a blank page. They are not available now. They will be available soon. Same thing, I made you a Google Sheets. I just want to put a little video with that just to get yourself organized. And it says course organizer, but it should really be more like a downloads organizer so that you know everything that you purchase. Because I know for me, whatever I buy, I just like, for some reason, the process of purchasing something and paying for it gives you this weird sense of satisfaction, like I've done something. Even though you haven't taken the course, you probably haven't even breezed through the lessons or downloaded the workbook, but for some reason, buying something, whether it is how to make Instagram reels or how to build a website or something like that, just the act of purchasing it gives you a sense that you're done. And, this project is halfway over just because I purchased this thing. And then you check in maybe like a year later, 2 years. Some for me, I haven't checked in. Things I bought like maybe 5 years ago and they're gone. Those people are out of business. There's no trace of them on the internet. It's the weirdest thing ever because they were like running ads and like doing a ton of things before. And now it's like they just don't exist. So that is the theme for this month, is just an inventory shutdown. So if you've ever gone to really anywhere, you'll notice that sometimes places will shut down for inventory because even though they have a computerized system, sometimes they just don't know what they have in stock, right? There's like things that just break, or there's employee theft or just regular theft. So you're just not sure what you have in the store to sell. So they shut down and they do a re-inventory of everything. And that's kind of like what I think we should all be doing. It's just an inventory, shut everything down just to see what is it you own and do you really own it and is it still there? So I did that last week and I will share with you my results. But they're just so digital assets. So I'm so adamant, as you know, about like being a minimalist, right? Like I don't have any clothes. I don't have any shoes. Well, I have like 3 pairs of shoes. I have like no stuff except the stuff you see behind me just to make it look pretty. I am 100% not knick-knack anything. However, when it comes to digital assets, I am a digital asset hoarder, whether it is courses, it is templates, it is webinars, or it's workbooks, like whatever it is. For some reason, because it doesn't take up as much space, even though it does take up disk space, and I have so much, right? I have like a 5 terabyte external hard drive. I just keep thinking, it's fine. I'll just keep adding more and more and more, and I'm never going through it ever. So just, you paid for it, so it still counts as like stuff. So just like within the span of 2 weeks, also talking about services, I have paid for Facebook ads, because I don't do like any pay, like I always brag, oh, I never do paid ads. Well, I have tried in the past a couple times and it was like awful. And I lost a bunch of money. I don't really know what I'm doing. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay someone to do my Facebook ads. But then I never sent them any of the collateral to like actually put something together. And yeah, those services are gone. Those are like probably 7 years ago I tried that. But Bench, who I use for accounting, disappeared. That was like you have to pay $3,200 for the year up front for them to do accounting for you. And like if they're not there to service the account, if they're not in business, they can't service the account. So that vanished. And then like 2 weeks ago or 2 days ago, it was very recently, Design Cuts went out of business too. And neither of them, I feel like it's this new like kind of slimy way of like going away. Both of them just posted on the website when you went there, peace out, thanks for the 11 years, and we're gone. And so nobody sent any emails. Now, since I posted the Design Cuts did send out an email, I think it was a couple days ago, like just yesterday or maybe the day before, and they said your downloads are available, but for a limited time, and try to download them really quickly. So I did go in and I was able to download everything. It took me like, I think the entire day to do that. So then I thought, well, you know what else do I own that I'm just not paying attention to? So I went back through my stuff, and it's really weird. Amanda Genther, I feel like she was just sending out emails right at Christmas, like just like Design Cuts, advertising her stuff. Her website has been hacked. It's still there, but I don't know what's going on. It's gone. The back-end portal, if you bought anything from her, it's gone. Nikki Elledge Brown, and she's still around, but everything I purchased from her is gone. It's disappeared. She just talks about babies now. She just talks about like diapers and stuff so nothing to do with like business. She was a copywriter. So copywriting courses, and this is before AI was like invented, copywriting courses were always like $2,000 or $5,000, right? They charged a lot of money. So all that stuff is gone. I don't think I went through it. By Regina, I used to like, I don't know, she was really good. She like was amazing at just creating things that I thought I really needed. I was like, wow, this is so great. She sounds so smart, so knowledgeable. And I actually found her because she created a blog planner like in 2015 or something. And I was like, oh, it's a planner and it's about blogging. Anyways, I kept buying her stuff. And, it was like, she did a good job of like making really long, involved downloads and like lessons. And so I was like, I don't have time to make it through this. So then I looked yesterday, everything is gone. The whole thing has just disappeared. And I added it up. I stopped at like 7,000. I've spent like thousands and thousands of dollars on her products. So those are just gone. Same thing, Basil and Bark. That was like someone who was a competitor to me back in the day, like 2017. So she had offered a lifetime pass for $4.95. All of her stuff gone as well. It's probably all outdated anyway, but still, I never bothered to download it. So this is just a small handful of like what I made through. So just, like I'm saying PSA, this is a public service announcement that small businesses like solopreneurs can go out of business at any second. And so every time you buy something, I can't emphasize how important it is, download it, consume the content immediately, and just assume it's going to disappear. Because there's like this new thing, and it's like a pet peeve that I've had. I've been complaining about it. People are selling courses now where they give you access for 6 months or a year. And it feels kind of slimy, but at least in theory, if they've given you access for a year, I guess they're just telling you we're going to be in business for a year. And after that, we might not be in business. So I don't know if it's one better or worse than others. Now, there are some people that have gone out of business, but because they use Thrivecart, their stuff is still around. So Thrivecart is a pay once and you get to keep it forever. So if you are in Planner Pixies, don't forget you have access to the Thrivecart starter kit. So there's everything in here. You just pay once for Thrivecart. It's like $4.97. And then you can learn how to do all of your checkout pages and they could stay up forever. Same thing, the course, how to load up all of your courses, your downloads, like everything I have is right now, pretty much everything. I've been switching over to Podia, but everything is inside of Thrivecart. So even if like let's say I decide to just, I don't know, I win the lottery or I meet a billionaire, and I'm just not going to work anymore, at least like things would still be up and they'd still be on Thrivecart. The only person I know who's still paying for stuff is, God, what is her name? Lauren Hooker from Elle and Company, Elle and Design, or whatever she called herself. Her stuff is still up. So I wonder, she must be paying still the Teachable and Crowdcast. She's still paying for Teachable and Crowdcast. And all of her things were still up, which was odd because she's been out of business for like 5 or 6 years. So anyways, all of this is available to you, and you don't have to, but it's just like, I think something nice to do if you have course materials and people have given you money and you said you have lifetime access. Like, and I talked about this like 6 or 7 years ago. A lot of people were like, okay, what does lifetime access really mean? Like, all of these people said, oh, I'm going to be here forever, and they're not here forever. And then they have kids, or like, life happens. So anyways, all of these things are available to you if you would like to switch over to Thrivecart. It's a one-time fee. It also could be like just, I always say, a low barrier to entry in terms of investing your own money. If you're just not sure about your courses or creating something, you don't have to be locked into that like monthly plan. So Adriana, I'm here too. Hey, loving the daily videos. Awesome. Shelly, I've had that happen, bought courses and they go out of business and I lost what I bought. Yeah, it just happens so quickly. Or maybe it doesn't happen quickly and I'm just not like quick on the consuming material. But anyways, you need to create a Google Sheet. If you're in Planner Pixies, I made one for you so you can just fill that one out. But your priority should be the categories. So if it is, I categorize mine, as you can see below, into like courses to do, references, things that I just like to look at. So for example, the color palettes. I bought this color palette guide from this woman, Sam, I can't remember her last name, but it's a Notion template, and I don't like Notion, but with Notion, it depends. Some people have a Notion, like a website that's built on Notion, and then you can only use it if they are still like leaving it up. Other people, Sam actually, Rembold, I think that's her last name, she actually made it so you can make a copy. If you can make a copy, that's perfect because then you have it forever. And then they always say, oh, you need to come back for updates, but most people don't update anything that they have anyway. So that is like best case scenario. So Alana, it's funny because I bought from Alana, she had a course on how to create a Shopify store. And I had this vision where I was like, oh, I'm going to make Shopify stores for people, but I actually don't like doing one-on-one client work. So there's that. Anyways, I haven't even taken that course. And it's still there, but you have to make a decision. Like if the course is still there, do you want to take the time to go through the course? And you can look through the snippets of, and I would guess, it depends on how most people structure their lessons, but usually like, let's say 30 minutes per lesson, and there's some downloads or things you have to read. So if there's like 10 modules, assume it's 30 minutes each. And that's like 5 hours that you would need to spend in order to make it through all of the material. And maybe add on a couple hours because maybe you want to take some notes. And then that way, at least you've consumed the content. And you could make a decision then after those like 5 or 7 hours to say, hey, this was really great. I really want to spend more time on it. Or this was kind of worthless. I don't know why I bought this. I've looked at it. That's great. Whatever. It seems, or you could say some of those things too, like I was saying, things I bought, they're outdated because it's been so long. Like I bought them 5 years ago and that software doesn't even exist, or it does something where it's way easier and you don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. Like, and a good example is Procreate. Procreate there's a lot of lessons I purchased because I had this dream I was going to draw, and they have lessons on how to do animation. You don't need to learn how to do that anymore because a couple things. One, Procreate animation, or Procreate Dream, or whatever that product came out, it does the animation for you. So you don't have to make 100 million little images and string them together to make animation. There's a tool that does that. So that's totally outdated. So you could make that determination too. Like, I'm not even going to watch this because it doesn't matter. You don't need to use that anymore. So just something to think about. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Karen. All right. So that is step one. Just make an inventory. Like stop what you're doing. Like what have you bought? And I had to go through like PayPal. I had to look at my credit card statements. I think that was it. And then just pray and hope that I remember that I bought, because I've talked about this before. I bought things before that I've already bought. I bought them twice. And so that's also a big no. Also, just like I said, things that are outdated, there's stuff that I bought that I thought would be so useful. Don't even bother going through it. It's just garbage. Like this is the Money Mindset School from Elise McDowell. I don't even know who this person is. And I've always said, I think mindset things are just hokey and fake and stupid, right? Like that's just my attitude. That's my personal preference. I'm not saying they're all like that, or maybe I am, but I'm not going to waste a single second going through. I just deleted it. I don't care about my login. I don't care what my password is. I just want to forget that I ever bought this or I somehow ended up with this. Same thing with Jenna Kutcher. I have access to the Content Lab, and I think I got it through like something else I purchased because I know I've never bought anything from her. And I just thought, oh, she's so popular. I should really go through it. And it's been sitting there for like 2 years. I don't follow her. I don't think she has anything of value to offer to me because she's all about mommy blogging. So I just deleted it. Don't worry about it. And don't even think like, same thing with clutter. Don't think, oh, I should just save this and give somebody else my login. They don't have time either because they probably purchase courses they're not going through either. So there's that. The other thing too at the bottom is the Paper and Spark. Paper and Spark teaches you how to do accounting on paper. I don't want to do accounting on paper. Even if Bench went out of business, I would still just find another service. I don't want to waste time on that. So anyways, those are all clutter. It's digital clutter. Throw it away. Don't think, it's just like when you've purchased other things, don't think about it. It's just cluttering up your spreadsheet. Delete it. Templates. So templates here's the problem too. Sometimes with templates, when I buy them, I like flip through them. Just save it somewhere that you can reference and have it tagged or keep it in your spreadsheet in case you want to get to it later. But just save it and forget about it. And that's what happens too with those downloads that I had in Design Cuts. I was like, oh, well, I bought a bunch of Taro related things. And I was like, oh, I'll just wait until I make the Taro planner, which as you know, I haven't done. And so because of that, I didn't download them. And I kept flipping through. And then I just like every time I went to go download the Taro related assets that I purchased, I actually bought more instead of downloading. I'm like, oh, maybe I need this instead of like actually doing the project. So if you have templates, just download them, save them by creator, save them by theme, by color, whatever makes the most sense to you, and then just keep moving on so that you are not stuck like that in case something shuts down as well. Now, courses. A lot of courses, well, pretty much all courses, I don't know of anybody who lets you download lessons, but you probably can't download the lessons and the videos. You can maybe download a workbook and that's it. Maybe copy and paste some like text, but you need to prioritize because you only have a certain amount of time. And your time obviously is valuable. And a 10 module course, like I said, it's going to take 5 to 7 hours. That is an entire day at least. And then some, because you're probably going to take breaks to, I don't know, eat lunch, check the mail, or I don't know, do whatever you need to do during the day. So because of that, you need to look at the dollar amount that you spend. So Ashlyn Carter, again, a copywriter, and I know everyone's saying copywriters are worthless because AI is here. I actually disagree with that, which is funny because I pretty much think a lot of things are just going to go by the wayside because of AI. I think copywriters are very intelligent. I don't think anybody I've ever talked to about my business, whether they are a revenue coach or a marketing strategist or something else, copywriters are the smartest ones. They actually understand the questions that need to be asked to determine whether or not you have a viable business that is going to make money so that they can communicate it properly on paper. So because of that, I have prioritized making it through all of Ashlyn's courses. One, they were super expensive. I spent like $3,000 on her courses. And two, even if I'm not going to use all of her copy advice, because I really don't need to with AI right now, I at least have the right questions from her workbooks to ask into the AI to get the answer that I need. So for me, that is why I am prioritizing that. I do worry as well because she has moved to somewhere in the deep South, like Alabama, Arkansas, some like weird, I should say, someplace like that. And so I'm guessing it's because she had baby number 5 or 10 or something like that. And so it's cheaper there. So I would think with all of these children, I'm going to guess she might get overwhelmed in life and maybe shut down her business. So that is why I'm prioritizing that course. Now, you need to do the same thing. Look at like how much you've spent, what you think is valuable, and also like that creator. Like, are they still posting stuff? And I guess that's not even a good indication because like I said, Amanda Genther was just posting stuff in December, like things were fine. And then she was out of business. Same thing with by Regina. She's actually still posting things, but she keeps I think she like deletes stuff and then restarts a new organization. I don't know what's going on, and then same thing with Design Cuts. They were still advertising up until like 2 days before they shut down. So I don't know if that's really a good indication anymore. So, I guess just make your best guess. But anyways, that's what I would do for February. That would be my advice to make sure you make it through everything. All right, let's get back to our regular schedule now that I've just hopefully put the fear in everyone that all of their digital assets are like going to disappear any second. So my word of the year is still the same. It is action. And I just think same reason before, motivation is second. Action is always first. So I've spent so much time pontificating and thinking about things and strategizing, and then no work actually gets done. So even if I just did work, so like January, let's talk about YouTube videos. I posted a ton. Were they the right ones? Were they the most strategic ones? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. At least I made some videos, right? So that's done. Mantras, still the same. And I just think mantras kind of help, especially when you're just like, what does this word really mean? And what should I actually be doing? And quotes. If quotes are your thing, you can post those up and put those everywhere. So when we did the year at a glance, I was trying to do goals by the month and plan out the whole month, year in advance. I've never done this before, mostly because I've been afraid of like thinking about the whole year. But I am no longer afraid. I'm just going to do it and like look at it every single like time we meet about our monthly plan with me. So you have access to the same template. It is inside the 2025 vision planning template in Canva. So inside of here for January, I said that I just needed to maintain. So that is still my goal, just maintaining. For February, I am trying to write a new book. And I should say new book. I've been working on this book for like 6 or 7 years. So that's the same thing. March, I am planning to write. April, I'm planning to write only because I am so behind on deadlines to the publisher. I am worried about getting cut from my contract. So those are my priorities for February, March, and April. I really should have been writing in January, but for some reason I was like obsessed with making YouTube videos. I started using StoryOrigin. I really like, it's not the best. I wish it would tell me like what my word count was per day so I could see it. I can only see it if I like hover over those little blue lines over there, or those blue bars to see what I wrote for that day. But it forces me to put something in there every day. And I like that it's visual. And I also like that it tells me, like, based on saying I want to write 80,000 words for February, it'll tell me what I have to write every single day to like make it to that deadline. And so as my word count goes down or up for my results, my cumulative total, it'll readjust my daily target to let me know how much more I have to do. So I actually love this visual, and it's free. So you don't have to. StoryOrigin it has a free tier and it has paid tiers, but just to use the word count tracker, it's free. And honestly, it's like the simplest, easiest one. I had a word count tracker on my phone. I did like a whole thing about this and I just never used it. And I'm trying to use my phone less anyway. So so all of the daily videos, I hope you enjoyed them. Maybe you didn't make it through them. Those are definitely slowing down for the next 3 months while I focus on writing. Also, so wait, I've never posted this either, mostly because I'm afraid. And so I think it's kind of like ripping off the Band-Aid. I'm just sharing my weight. Hopefully it'll inspire you. I know I've been talking about it for like the last 3 years that we've been doing Plan with Me's, but I've never like shared it. So here's what I'm doing. So on the left, you can see the app, MyFitnessPal. And so I changed at the top right, you can change the progression. I was complaining about this last time, that it was like the last 7 years, right? And I had started out at like 115. And so I was like, oh, now I just feel bad all the time. You can actually change that parameter to what it shows you. So I just changed it to 1 month. LifeSum doesn't even give you a choice. It only shows you a week of historical data. And so I just put each of those in there. I don't know how. LifeSum pulls in my sleeping data too from my Oura Ring somehow. But anyways, so that is kind of where I'm at. And maintenance is really hard. I didn't think it was going to be hard, but I actually, because if you think about it, I work out 7 days a week, right? And I run at least a 5K 5 days a week. So I burn either 800 calories when I do double workouts, because remember, I walk in the afternoons with Molly Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So on those days, I usually do 800 calories a day. And then the other days, I do about 400 or 500 calories a day. So I'm burning a lot of calories during the week. And that is just what I need to do to maintain. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or I'm like overeating way too much, but those extra, even though it sounds like I'm doing a lot of exercise, it actually doesn't help the scale go down. It just helps keep the scale even. So every time, and I think honestly, I've kind of hit a plateau from, remember I said I gave up processed sugar? I think this is it. So if I want to like move the scale, because I said in future months, what was it? Oh, I'd like to be down to 140 by May, then I'm going to have to like actually make some other adjustments to like what I eat and how much. So that's that. All right. So, what are we doing? Time tracking. So I still love, it's been like 2 years now that I've had this love affair with a tracker. It is literally the only thing that keeps me productive and keeps me like accountable. I know some people like accountability with another person, but you're always dependent on that person being available. And whereas the app is always there for you. It's on my iPad, it's on my phone. It's on my watch too, if I want to start an activity. So that's been really helpful. And it's totally worth the $2.99 per month. Because at first I was like, I should there's so many free ones, but you know what? That one works for me. So I'm just keeping it. I actually had a very productive month, and mostly because, so with YouTube, I started counting the time when I did hair and makeup, and I never used to count that before. And it does take a lot of work. I mean, like today I didn't put on eyelashes, and I kind of barely did my hair. But when I was doing in January, every single day, I was like styling my hair, blow drying it, putting in mousse, hairspraying it, right? Putting on eyelashes, like that's a lot of work. And so, you know, that's how I was able to film every day, is I was like 100% camera ready all the time. So anyways, that was an increase. But again, I feel like it's not cheating, but mainly because I never counted the prep time for YouTube before, and this time I did. So I posted over 30 videos for January. So there's a ton of those in there, plus the live streams that we did. I did 3 live streams, plus the Plan with Me. So hopefully, maybe if you weren't caught up, then you'll have the next 3 months to catch up while I'm not posting. I did post a video for Harlequin, their January reads, and also I just posted a couple lucky videos. I posted a new book if you wanted to read or listen to an audiobook. It was just a Halloween short, and I honestly do not like writing paranormal stories. So this is probably the one and only paranormal story I will ever write. Anyways, it's a short story. It's up on the Lucky channel if you want to listen to that. But if you're wondering like what else I did, every time I thought of an idea for a video, I put it into Apple Notes. And because I put it in Apple Notes, it was easy to write down. It was all consolidated in one spot. And then when I went to record that day, I would just go through my list of ideas and then pick out like whatever one seemed to be the best one. All right. Sticker camp. So what's happening this month? We are going to get a sticker camp refresh, mostly because and the jury is still out yet. I filmed the unboxing. Right now, I'm playing around with the software. it seems pretty good. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm saying by mid-month, instead of doing a mid-month check-in, we're going to do a sticker camp refresh. And I'm going to make sticker templates. So in the past, I have talked about Cricut and Silhouette, just like everyone else. And I told you my Silhouette fell because I lived near a hill and I had opened the trunk and the Silhouette was at the edge. And I remember seeing it fall out. And I thought, oh, I should hurry up and catch that. And then I also thought at the same time, oh, I hate that thing. Like, it's so loud. It never works. It's like, in fact, I had taken it. The reason it was in my car is because I had taken it back to Paper Source and I was trying to get help with it because I couldn't get the knife calibrated or something. Anyways, it smashed into a million pieces on the ground and I just left it. I was like, I don't care. I hate this thing. And so then I switched over to the Cricut Maker. And the same thing. Sometimes it would work. Sometimes it didn't. And I just had a love-hate relationship with that thing too. Like when it worked, I was like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And then when it didn't, I was like, oh, I just hate this machine. And so fast forward, I didn't have it for 2 years. Then I bought it again and I was like, oh, maybe it's been long enough and maybe maybe it's made some improvements or maybe I've made some improvements. And so I'm going to try it again. And I hated it again. So this is my hope that the lean will work better and the reason I think it'll be okay is because if you saw my other videos, the HP Sprocket is a smaller device and it just makes these really small 3x4 stickers. And basically you just put one image on there. It can't do kiss cuts or anything. The HP Sprocket 200, so there's a, what is the size? 3x4 and there's another one that does like a longer vertical 2x3. Both of them are amazing. Like the machine does get overheated after making say 10 or 12, but it works. Like you just cool it down and it works fine. Versus when I use the Kodak Step, they weren't that pretty. The color was a little off. The Canon Selfie was awful. It didn't work at all. So my hope is that this all-in-one lean, which will both print and cut, will be like the solution, because the HP Sprocket prints and then it's on sticker paper. The problem has always been sticker paper is sticky. No, it's so obvious, but printers get hot. And when you put them through, it ends up, after it overheats or gets too hot, it ends up sticking in the printer. And that's an issue. And then when you put it onto the sheet, you have to tape it down. It just seems so archaic to have to tape this down to get it into the print, to to get it cut, the kiss cuts done. And so anyways, this machine does everything at once. So fingers crossed, by the 17th, I will know, I will be able to recommend to you, go out and buy it or don't buy it. And I waited because this was on a Kickstarter and this is the only machine that I know of that does print and does kiss cut. And people were complaining it wasn't coming out. It was supposed to come out in October and then it was delayed until December. So I held off on buying it until the last minute. It shipped out a week late, but I still think that's fine. That's better than 2 months late. So they're shipping, they're out there. It works just fine. So I will report back on the 17th. But if it works, it only has two sizes, a 4x6 and a 4x7. I think 4x6 is better to sell. 4x7 maybe for personal because it's just so long. And honestly, if you're going to mail them out to people, a 4x7 is more difficult to find, I guess, a small wrapper to send out. Anyways, this is kind of what the sticker sheets will look like. So fingers crossed, everything works out. I will report back on the 17th and we'll be ready to go. So also, if you would like today's slides, you can join us inside of Planner Pixies at plannerpixies.com. So public service announcement, because I always forget. So I'm going to remind you guys every month. And I also like just talking about books. Here are the books that I got for February's Amazon First Picks. And this is free if you have Amazon Prime, which I kind of feel like everyone does, but maybe they don't. Anyways, I think this is a fluke because you were only supposed to get one book. But what I did is I right-clicked on each book to open it in a new tab, just see what it was like. And I had 2 tabs open. I had narrowed it down to 2 books. And I knew I wanted something like Fate. It's a romance with like a little bit of like magic in it, like a tiny bit. We're talking like one magical event, not like werewolves and vampires. But so I said, I want to buy this. And then I went to the other tab that had Abby Jimenez, and I just wasn't thinking about it. I was like, oh, I'll just pay for it because it was only $1.99. And so I hit it, and it actually gave me both books for free. So I don't know if it's like a weird thing with Amazon Prime. If you just like right click and open up all the tabs and then just buy them all, maybe it'll let you buy all of them. So if you haven't bought your or picked your one free read, try it out. Let us know if it works. All right. February. I actually have nothing planned for February. I was thinking about going to the ATD Tech Knowledge Conference in Vegas, but I am not. It's coming up so soon, and I honestly don't know if I could fly that far. So the only thing I have planned for February is just to work on writing my book. So that is it. Let's see, Karen. February. Let's go February. Yeah. Hi, everyone, too. Let's go February. Do the spreadsheet. Yeah. Do the spreadsheet. Everyone should do the spreadsheet. I'll send that out right after. I have so many classes to finish, and yes, need a mass cleanup. Yeah. I don't even know like how it comes, like they just pile up so fast. I enjoyed your YouTube videos, inspired me to get a planner. Okay, great. I love A Tracker. Has to be in more aligned with my wasted time, so worth the money. And I've been liking the videos too. Awesome. But do your books first. Yeah, so behind. Lisa, love all the new clothes, and your hair is beautiful, curly and straight. Oh, thanks. Yeah, there was a video. I was like, do you like it straight or do you like it pretty? Or do you like it straight or curly? Karen, I started listening to your Frosted Misfortunes audiobook over on your Cozy Mystery channel. It's brilliant. Oh, awesome. Thanks. Amanda, same months they will go. You too. They will give you two. Or some months they will give you two. Yeah, some months they will. This was not one of them, I don't think. But let me know if you were able to buy two. I tried to buy a third. It did not work. So that is February. Remember, it's a super, super short month. We will be back here again in a month on another Saturday for March 1st. So what else do we have? I think that's it. So I will see everyone in 2 weeks for the Sticker Camp refresh. I will have that tutorial up. Hopefully, if it works. If it doesn't work, it will just be like probably a rant. But I have high hopes. And then we'll talk about sticker sheets and other things about Sticker Camp. All right. Thank you so much for everyone who showed up. And I will get that spreadsheet out to you and those prompts. And I will talk to everyone later.